A couple things that I'm hearing over and over and over again is, if we have some turmoil coming in the world, I think we probably do. I think people look around. I mean, once you start talking to people my age that have been around for a while and seeing these things happen before, we think there's some turmoil coming in the world, and it's not something new. It happens every 7 or 8 or 9 years. A cycle starts and a cycle completes. So we're looking for a couple cycles to complete. We need the business cycle is going to complete. We're at the stock market that's going to complete, and of course we have a really, really long bond cycle that is also completing. So it's going to cause some turmoil. We're preparing for it. We think that get out of debt, raise some cash, build some reserves, get your credit lines in good shape, because there's going to be a huge, enormous buying opportunity coming that's going to really afford you to make wealth that is going to last for generations. And that's coming to us. Adding on top of that is the fact that we have some other mundane things that are going on, in the fact that we have a tax bill that's changing. So we have some demographic changes. There's some demographic things that are going on that are pretty impressive, in the fact that we have 10,000 baby boomers retiring every single day. And of course, they have affected every demographic push throughout their entire lives, and they're retiring. So they're going to push the retirement envelope. So they're going to go to those states that's going to support their lifestyle. So I'm going to tell you, if you're in the northern states, if you're in Wyoming, if you're in Idaho, if you're in Maine, if you're in New York, if you're in Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, you're probably going to have retirees leave. They're going to go to warm states. They're going to go to Florida. They're going to go to Texas. They're going to go to Arizona. Of course, Arizona, #1 county in America is Maricopa County. And of course, we're getting net 222 people a day. So it's happening here. That's going to accelerate in the fact that we're going to have business people, those people who pay taxes, those people who are directly affected by the tax bill that's in Congress now, are going to leave their states. The high tax states are going to lose their income base. Those people that the tax base is going to leave, they're going to vote with their feet. So they're getting a double whammy in the fact that we're putting, it appears, now here again, it hasn't been signed, so we don't know for sure, but it appears to me that there's going to be caps on deductibility for state income tax. And of course, deductibility on some federal taxes. There's going to be caps on the amount of interest that you can deduct for your home mortgage. Well, it's going to be reasonably high, $750,000 to $1 million, buys really nice properties. And of course, in most states and most Americans aren't even affected by this, because most of the, $750,000, a mortgage for $750,000 affects probably 5 or 10%. But those 5 or 10% that are affected are high wage earners. They're the people who they're the shakers and the makers that affect the local economy. They're the ones that do things. So they're going to be directly affected, and they're going to get a cap on their deductibility. And of course, you're going to see a migration from high cost states to low cost states. We hear these stories from Silicon Valley that you're buying garages for $2 and $3 million. In Scottsdale, Arizona, $2 or $3 million buys you a veritable mansion. You get a gorgeous property for $2 million. Oh my gosh, you get a place that's just stunning for $2 million, and your taxes are $10,000. That's what your real estate taxes, $2 million, going to give you a $10,000 or less. So these places that have really high cost real estate, high cost taxes, real estate taxes, are going to lose population. And that population is what supports the municipality. These are the ones that are paying for all the things that are going on. So when these people start voting with their feet, and I think they're going to, so I mean, if you are a heart surgeon or lung surgeon that is nationally known, why would you stay in Silicon Valley? Why would you struggle and find that your expenses are through the roof? Plus, all your staff has to do this stuff. You hire someone that these people can't support themselves. I mean, if you say you're a nationally known cardiac surgeon, why would you do that? You'd want to go to someplace like Las Vegas or Florida. Or you'd come here to Scottsdale, where we have the Mayo Clinics in Scottsdale. You'd come here to do that, and you'd be able to bring your staff with you, and they would get a cost of living increase just by coming here, because all their costs would drop. This is going to drastically affect other states. Illinois has a net population loss. All the time. We here in Arizona get a lot of Illinois people come here. That's one of our big draws. In California, it's like an exodus leaving California. I mean, why would you live there if you don't have to? This is going to be very hard on these states, and it's going to be very good for very good for states, the low cost states. So and you're going to have state income taxes is going to be capped. So you're going to have property taxes capped. Interest rates on your primary mortgage, on your primary home, is going to be capped, and property taxes are going to be capped. So those three things, income tax and property tax and home mortgage, gosh, it's just going to add to reasons not to do business. So it might take a couple of years to get this shift, but that shift is going to start happening. And here as well, when you have people like another demographic shift that's going in place now, that we're talking about the retirees, the baby boomers who are retiring, my age, that are retiring. Why would you go to a high cost state? Why would you go to Southern California, where you know that you're going to have to be paying high taxes and high income tax, and you're on a limited, and now your income is capped, because you're probably on some kind of limited income for yourself. You're on, you're retired. So why would you be paying more than you have to? So states like Florida are going to do really, really well. Places like Arizona are going to do really, really well. So both business-wise and retirement-wise, I think you're going to see just a great growth to these places. Now, as an investment, where are you going to go? You're certainly not going to say, hey, I want to start investing my money in places where people are leaving. Why would you do that? So if you're an investor, you want to get to the place where you're going to start seeing some growth, and there's going to be some growth corridors in the United States, and this is just adding to that growth corridor. So we're here. I mean, we're just blessed. I mean, I live in Scottsdale. I mean, how much nicer can that be? Plus, we're in the number one Maricopa County in America. The growth here is phenomenal, and I think we're probably going to get even better. We're getting 222 people every single day. My projections are we have at least 1 million people coming to Maricopa County in the next 10 years. I think with the things that are going on, I think this new tax bill is probably going to add to that. So we're probably going to be looking north of 1 million people. I've seen some surveys that say 4 million people in the next 10 years. That'd be an awful lot. But the jobs are coming here. We're a pro-business state. So you can see that if you're an investor, the wealth factor that can be generated here is much better than other places. I mean, it's not that you can't do well in North Dakota. I mean, you can do that. You can just do a lot better here. So listen, we're here. We're fiduciaries. We'll represent you and take care of you and treat you and your money and your wealth like it's ours. We're here to help get you financially free any way we possibly can. I have staff here, and we'll talk to your spouse, your significant other, your tax advisor. We'll do anything we possibly can to help you. So this is Michael. My very, very best to you, and have a good day. Bye-bye now.